This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvita Nija. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of 24 projects worth over 46,300 crore rupees in Jaipur city of northwestern state of Rajasthan on Tuesday. Projects focused on energy, road, railways and water. In his address, Prime Minister Modi emphasized that the double-engine government is working tirelessly for all-round development of the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the Ek Varsh Parinam Utkarsh program that marked the completion of 1 year of the state government. He was accompanied by State Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma. India's President Draupadi Murmu arrived in Andhra Pradesh on Tuesday and was received by State Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu along with State Governor and Deputy Chief Minister. President Murmu graced the first convocation of AIIMS Mangalagiri in Andhra Pradesh. Addressing the gathering, she told doctors that by choosing the medical profession, they have chosen the path of serving humanity. Aiming for One Nation, One Election, the Constitution 129th Amendment Bill 2024 and the Union Territories Laws Amendment Bill 2024 has been introduced in the lower house of India's Parliament, the Lok Sabha, by Law Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal. India's Home Minister Amit Shah said that Prime Minister Modi has shown interest in the bill to be moved in the Joint Parliamentary Committee, and based on its report, the bill will be discussed again in the House. During the discussion to introduce the bill, Manish Tiwari of the Congress said that the introduction consideration of such bills is beyond the legislative competence of this House. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla assured the members that Joint Parliamentary Committee will enable members to widely discuss and debate the bills. Om Birla welcomed parliamentary delegation from Armenia. The delegation was led by Alan Simonyanan, who is the President of the National Assembly of the Republic of Armenia. In the upper house of Parliament, that is Rajya Sabha, discussion on the glorious journey of 75 years of the Constitution of India entered its second day. Leader of the Upper House and Union Minister J.P. Nadda during the discussion said that this festival that we celebrate strengthens our dedication towards the Constitution, our commitment towards the Constitution. On the last day of his 3-day visit, Sri Lankan President Anura Kumara Dissanayake arrived in Bihar's Gaya on Tuesday. He offered prayers at World Heritage Mahabodhi Mahavira and visited the sacred Bodhi tree there. The 11th edition of India-Sri Lanka bilateral maritime exercise Slynex 24 began on Tuesday at India's Visakhapatnam. The 4-day exercise is being conducted in 2 phases. Indian Navy welcomed Sri Lankan Navy ship SLNS Sayura on Monday. Initiated in 2005, Slynex is a significant series of bilateral naval exercises that have strengthened maritime cooperation between the two countries. The 5th International Energy Conference and Exhibition, organized by Confederation of the Indian Industry, was held in New Delhi on Tuesday. The event was chaired by Union Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and New and Renewable Energy Prahlad Joshi. Delivering his keynote address, the minister spoke about how India is rapidly emerging as the renewable energy capital of the world, driven by the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Briefing media on the transformations in India's educational landscape, Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan on Tuesday said that the government is making sincere efforts to make India a 21st century knowledge economy. India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval will hold the 23rd meeting of the Special Representatives with his Chinese counterpart and Minister of Foreign Affairs of China Wang Yi in Beijing on Wednesday. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change organized the Eco-Creativity and Innovation Hackathon National Level Showcase in New Delhi. The top 5 student ideas were announced in the event. Oil prices nudged lower on Tuesday as China's economic data renewed demand concerns, while investors remain cautious ahead of the US Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. US crude was down 11 cents at $70.60 a barrel, while Brent crude eased 2 cents to $73.89 a barrel. SoftBank would invest $100 billion in the US over the next 4 years in what would be a boost to the US economy. SoftBank Group CEO Masayoshi Son said that he wanted to celebrate the great victory of President Trump and that he will bring the world into peace again. The International Monetary Fund said that its executive board completed a review that would provide Zambia with immediate access to about $184 million. Alibaba Group said on Tuesday that it will sell its department store unit in time to a consortium comprising of textiles firm Youngor Fashion and some of In Time's management for $1.02 billion, subject to customary regulatory approvals. The deal comes as Alibaba looks to shift focus from its dominance in China's retail sector to its core e-commerce and cloud operations. TikTok asked the US Supreme Court to temporarily block a law that would force its Chinese owner to sell the online video sharing platform or shut down a month from now. TikTok and ByteDance filed an emergency request to the justices for an injunction to halt the looming ban on the social media app used by about 170 million Americans, while they appeal a lower court's ruling that upheld the law. Most markets fell on Tuesday as attention turned to the Federal Reserve's upcoming policy decision, with traders hoping for guidance on its interest rate plans as President-elect Donald Trump prepares to take office. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz lost a confidence vote on Monday, putting Europe's biggest economy on the path to elections on February 23rd. A New York judge ruled Monday against a bid by President-elect Donald Trump to have his conviction for covering up hush money payments to an adult star thrown out on immunity grounds. US President-elect Donald Trump said that he would talk to Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky about bringing the Russia-Ukraine conflict to an end. The United States on Monday imposed a new round of sanctions targeting North Korea over its ballistic missile program in support for Russia against Ukraine. A total of 11 people and 9 entities were blacklisted by the Biden administration. US authorities have arrested 2 Iranian men for export violations in connection with the drone strike that killed 3 US troops early this year and injured 40 other service members. In a shooting incident at Abundant Life Christian School, a teenage student killed a fellow student and a teacher, wounded several others before being found dead in the northern US state of Wisconsin on Monday. Israeli officials arrived in Qatar's Doha on Monday for talks with Qatari mediators on Gaza ceasefire deal. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz stated that Israel is closer than ever to reaching a prisoner swap deal with Hamas. Issuing his first public statement since fleeing Syria, Bashar al-Assad claimed that he was evacuated to Russia only after Damascus fell to rebel forces. He denounced the new leadership led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and its allies as terrorists. Ahmed al-Shara, the leader of the new rebel coalition governing Syria, urged the US and other governments to lift terrorism designations on his group and remove sanctions. The European Union's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, announced the bloc's envoy would visit Damascus for talks with the new leadership. Kallas also stated that Russia and Iran, Assad's key allies, should not have a role in Syria's future. The British government confirmed it will send a delegation to meet with the rebels and civil society groups Foreign Secretary David Lammy pledged $63 million in humanitarian aid to stabilize the country. US President-elect Donald Trump said that Turkey now holds the key to Syria's future as rebels consolidate power. 11 Indian nationals were found dead at a restaurant in Georgia's mountain resort of Gavdure. Georgia's Ministry of Internal Affairs suggested that all the deaths resulted from carbon monoxide poisoning, with no visible injuries or signs of violence at the scene. Embassy of India in Tbilisi extended its condolences to the victims' families. United Nations mission in South Sudan peacekeepers from India recently received UN medals for their outstanding contribution in various fields. 1,165 sons and 17 daughters were honoured. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has appointed Dominic LeBlanc as new finance minister after Chrystia Freeland quit in a surprise move over US President-elect Donald Trump's tariff threats. Taipei Mayor Chiang Wan-an, while addressing the annual Taipei Shanghai City Forum in Taiwan, has called for peace, saying that dialogue trumps confrontation. Shanghai Vice Mayor Hua Yuan was also present on the occasion and told the forum that he hoped for closer practical cooperation. The head of Russia's nuclear protection forces, Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov, was killed in a bomb explosion in Moscow on Tuesday. Kirillov's deputy was also killed in the blast. Relatives of protest detainees gathered outside Tokyuito prison in Venezuela on Monday, hoping to see their loved ones released who were arrested during protests over a contested July election. And we are heading for a short break here in Express News. We'll be back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Goa, a food paradise, both steeped in historical culinary tradition and at the forefront of a modern-day food revolution that is fresher, more local and more global than ever before. I'm embarking on a journey across the state to explore the very best of food here.
This is honestly my favorite way to eat an egg.
Break bread with some of Goa's most loved chefs and understand what food really means to communities here. Watch Postcards from Goa on National Geographic.
Welcome back to Express News. Let's resume. The air quality of the national capital of India declined to severe category after breaching the 400 mark on Monday. This prompted the implementation of GRAP 4 measures across the NCR region with immediate effect. Temperatures went down to below 0 degree as frost covered the streets and water bodies froze in Srinagar district of Jammu and Kashmir. As per the IMD, the temperature was recorded to -5 degrees on Tuesday morning. A major earthquake hit Vanuatu's capital Port Vila on Tuesday, damaging buildings and cars with at least one person reported killed. The 7.3 magnitude earthquake has struck off the coast of Port Vila. The quake damaged a building that housed the US and French embassies in Vanuatu's capital. The US closed its embassy in Port Vila until further notice after it sustained considerable damage. New Zealand's High Commission building, which is co-located with the US, French and British missions, had also sustained significant damage. French President Emmanuel Macron will be heading to Mayotte Island as it faces the worst cyclone in nearly a century. French Interior Minister Bruno Riatiello also visited the island and said that it would take days to ascertain the full extent of damage and deaths on cyclone hit Mayotte. Emergency workers searched for survivors and battled to restore services in Mayotte, where hundreds or even thousands are feared dead. Thailand's south is once again being battered by heavy downpours, with reports of severe flooding affecting Kiriwong village. Rescuers in Kiriwong and Mueong districts said that they have been closely monitoring the flood situation, noting that floodwaters are steadily rising. Srinagar is once again drawing crowds with its vibrant cultural scene as art lovers flock to the ongoing cultural festival at the Tagore Hall. The event serves as a platform for artists to display their talent and creativity. Assam, the northeastern state of India, recently inaugurated the Brahmaputra Carnival on the banks of the majestic Brahmaputra River. This grand event marks a significant milestone in the state's efforts to promote tourism. India's Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing an influx of migratory birds that have arrived at Srinagar's Hokersar wetland, one of the most significant bird habitats in the region. A panda family of 4 in Macau has won the hearts of an increasing number of people with their fluffy appearance and adorable behaviors, attracting 290,000 visitors last year. In the Panda Pavilion, Macau's Siak Pai Van Park, the panda family received attentive care from their zookeepers. They enjoy fresh local bamboo fruit and high-fiber biscuits every day. Dogs of all breeds strutted down the runway wearing angel wings at the 6th annual Lagos Dog Carnival, an event that organizers say is fostering a growing community of pet lovers in Nigeria's largest city. The carnival-themed Angels on Paws featured a blessing ceremony with the Reverend Father Michael Shaikh sprinkling holy water on the dogs. The main New York tree in Turkmenistan was lighted up with multicolored lights to announce the arrival of New Year, a long-awaited favorite holiday full of unexpected discoveries. The main tree in Ashgabat symbolized the start of the new year, with trees across the country also illuminated, spreading joy and festive spirit throughout Turkmenistan. Ahead of the Christmas season, Rome is illuminated with twinkling lights that adorn the streets, squares and monuments, creating an enchanted atmosphere. In Rome, some 32 million tourists are expected to descend on the Italian capital for the Jubilee, which normally occurs every 25 years. A giant gingerbread village connecting hundreds of confectionery structures is on display for the holidays at the shops at Columbus Circle and Indo Mall in New York City. Gingerbread Lane Gingerbread Lane features a miniature New York taxi, a newsstand and a subway car. Amsterdam is in full Christmas swing as people ice skated in the middle of the Dutch capital. In the winter months, Amsterdam transforms into a cozy wonderland complete with snow cannons, charming chalets and twinkling lights, with an ice skating rink at its heart. HBO's hit series The White Lotus is finally returning for the 3rd season. Emmy Award-winning show will premiere on February 16, 2025, marking its much-anticipated comeback after a 2-year break. The sci-fi series Silo will return for 2 more seasons, with the 3rd chapter already shooting in the UK. Apple CEO Tim Cook announced the 3rd season, which is set to be premiered on Apple TV. Cat's Eyes, the live-action adaptation of the cult manga of the same name about three Parisian sibling art thieves, was voted the most successful French TV export of 2024. Lee Walters will serve as Wales BAFTA SRAMU chair. Walters, who since 2023 has been the CEO of film SRAMU Wales, succeeds Angayard Mayer after 9 years in the role. The Toronto Film Critics Association has named Ram L. Ross's narrative debut Nickel Boys as its best movie of 2024. The drama revolves around friendship between two young African-American men navigating a reform school in Florida. NBC-owned television stations group announced on Monday that the Emmy-winning talk show hosted by Grammy Award-winning singer Kelly Clarkson will return for the 7th season. The Malayalam film Mura has taken the industry by surprise, celebrating the 50-day run at the box office. The film, directed by Mohammad Mustafa, has garnered critical acclaim and will now land on the OTT on 25th of December. Actor Adi Vishesh teased the release of his upcoming film titled Dacoit as he turned 40. An intense thriller, Dacoit features Mrunal Thakur opposite Adi Vishesh and is set to hit theatres next year. Bollywood actor Shahid Kapoor took to his Instagram calling it prep time as he is all set to play an edgy and nasty gangster from the 90s. It's work mode on for Bollywood actress and former beauty queen Diya Mirza, who is in Delhi for her next untitled film. Diya could be seen donning the ethnics as she shoots in Delhi. India ended day 4 of the third test match against Australia on 252 for 9, avoiding a follow-on heading into day 5. KL Rahul top scored with 84, while Jadeja scored an important 74 to dig India out of trouble. Australia's Pat Cummins and Mitchell Starc led the bowling attack with 4 wickets and 3 wickets respectively. Josh Hazlewood has been ruled out of the ongoing Brisbane Test due to a calf strain that he sustained during the match. Meanwhile, in women's cricket, India will face West Indies in their second T20 international of the 3-match series in Mumbai on Tuesday. India's Sports Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia on Tuesday morning launched the Fit India Cycling Tuesdays campaign. Team Asia, featuring India's Manika Batra, clinched the inaugural edition of the Waldner Cup 2024 table tennis tournament, defeating Team World 14-10 in Oslo, Norway. Magnus Carlsen will take on 18-year-old youngest world champion from India, D. Gukesh, at Norway Chess 2025 that will begin from May 26th next year. The 2024 FIFA Best Awards ceremony will be hosted on Tuesday in Doha. The awards will be presented to the best men's and women's players and coaches, among others. European champions Real Madrid dominate the men's player category, while the women's category has 7 players that appeared for Barcelona in 2024. Meanwhile, the top men's coach features an impressive lineup of Carlo Ancelotti, Lionel Scaloni, Luis da Fuente and Pep Guardiola. Inter Miami's Lionel Messi is the only player currently playing outside of Europe who has been nominated for the men's award. Lamine Yamal will miss Barcelona's match against Atletico Madrid on Saturday after suffering an ankle injury. The General Assembly of Spain Football Federation elected Rafael Luzon as president. And the winner of the Nations League quarter-final between Italy and Germany will host the last 4 of the tournament from June 4th to June 8th. So that's it in this edition of Express News. News and updates continue on DD India. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.